Hi everybody, thanks for joining us today. I'm David, this is my wife Teresa, and today we're going to go through a sequence for the whole body. We're going to do a range of motion in the shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles, and spine. And it's going to be about 15 minutes long is the goal. So join us and enjoy, and here we go. First things first, this is a full body routine as I've told you, but first we want to know exactly where your body is. So I want you to close your eyes, get a comfortable stance, and just notice where your weight distribution is. Does it feel like more on one leg than the other? Do you feel more pressure in one foot than the other? Do you notice your weight towards your toes or towards your heels? How about on the insides of your feet or the outsides of your feet? Now all these things are about imbalance. They're messages about where your balance is, where your weight is, where the pressure is on your body. And we also want to know exactly where you are starting so that we know where you're done ending, right? You want to know what's changed and what's shifted, which is motivational and also transformational, because as your body realigns, your balance should come back, your even weight distribution should be much better, and you should feel better overall. So now that you've discovered kind of where your weight is on your feet, move your awareness up into your calf muscles, into your thigh muscles. Are you holding any tension in your legs anywhere? Move on up into your hips. How about your hip muscles or your glutes? Now move your awareness into your lower back, into your mid-back. And now on up into your shoulders and into your neck. Do you notice any tension in your neck? And do you have pain anywhere? Obviously, that's a sign of some imbalance. Okay, first things first, hands at your sides, and here we go. I want you to get your feet straight, about fist width apart. Hands are going to sit at your sides, and I want you to take your shoulder blades and squeeze them back. Squeeze, release. Squeeze, release. Just squeezing, releasing, squeezing, releasing. We're going to get these shoulder blades moving a little bit. We're going to trigger the back muscles, the extensors of your back muscles. We're going to change your posture right off the bat. But the sequence here is going to be to address the scapular imbalance, meaning any imbalances in your shoulder or shoulder blades. And we're going to draw that into the hips and into the spine, and then we're going to tie it all in. That's the plan here. Now keep squeezing, only this time grab your hands behind your body, palms together. And now you're going to squeeze again. Squeeze, release. Squeeze, release. Take those shoulder blades and squeeze straight back. Squeeze it, let it go. Squeeze it, let it go. Just a couple more. We're not going to do this for very long, just a few more. Great. Now put your left hand on your left shoulder, right hand underneath. Pull it straight up overhead. You might feel a little stretch in your arm or in your shoulder. Pull both elbows up. Oh, thank you. I love you too. Pull it straight up. And relax your stomach. And let's switch arms. Right hand on the right shoulder, left hand underneath. Straight up overhead. Someone's looking for some love. She's feeling left out. Elbow straight up overhead. Relax your stomach. And relax. Okay, relax. Now interlace your hands together. Lock out your arms. Straight up overhead. Both arms straight up overhead. Pull your hands up. Drop your shoulders down toward your hips, away from your ears. Straighten out both elbows best you can. And when you're comfortable there, look up at your hands. Now try not to let your hips sway forward. Keep your hips back over your heels. So you want to make sure you pull up, keep your hips back. Look up at your hands, pull back. And relax. Now I want you to grab underneath your right knee. Just your right knee. You know, big circles one direction with that right foot. Now, if your balance is off, do the best you can. If you need to hold on to something like a wall or a chair, definitely do that. Hopefully you feel pretty good right now. Switch directions, other direction with your foot. You just want the foot moving. So you can notice here that we're triggering all the muscles of your hips and your ankle and your stabilizers. This is good for your balance. It's also good for your feet and your hips. They're getting stronger here. Now pull it back and point it back and forth. You're going to notice some work in your thigh. Work in your shin muscles, your ankle muscles. Okay, switch legs. Grab underneath the left knee. Big circles. One direction. And notice if it's a lot more difficult to stand on one leg than the other. That's pretty common. Doesn't make it okay, but it's common. And we want to improve that for sure. Other direction now. Yeah, we want to be stable and balanced on each leg, on each side. We're designed to be symmetrical, right to left, head to toe. To the extent that we are, means that we can ward off injury, have a better chance of avoiding injury, aches and pains. We're connected. Let's point flex now, back and forth. More connected, head to toe. Back and forth. Okay, and relax. Now, feet straight. Go straight up on your toes as high as you can go. As I said when we started, we're going to hit shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles. We've hit the shoulders. We're going to hit the ankles for a second. Straight up on your toes as high as you go. Relax your shoulders. Now turn your feet out. Same thing. And we're going to make this a pretty quick sequence. All the way up. We just want to hit all the parts. And now pigeon toe your feet, toes together, heels out, straight up on your toes. Go up on the insides of your feet if you can. Yep, toes touching, heels out, all the way up on the insides. And now interlace your hands behind your head with your feet pigeon-toed, hands behind your head, elbows back. Elbows way back. Look straight ahead, feet stay pigeon-toed. You're going to do slight bend down to your left. Pull your right elbow back as you do it. And then back up, and let's go the other way. Slight bend to your right. Pull your left elbow back as you do it. And then the other side to your left. Right elbow gets pulled back as you bend to the left. Don't overdo it. And then the other side. This is a great exercise to balance out your spinal muscles right to left. And then the other side. And we're putting a gentle pull all the way down your side into your hips. Your lower back and your hips. Let's do one more each way. So over to your left now. Pull that right elbow back. And over to your right. Pull the left elbow back. And good. Okay. Now let's go right after those hips. You're going to lie down on your back. Okay, here you are lying on your back. You're going to get the soles of your feet together. Let your knees drop out. Relax your shoulders and breathe. Inhale, let your stomach rise. Exhale, let it fall. Now after this work that we've done standing with your shoulders and with the foot circles and the toe raises, we're going to get these hip muscles and these hips to really open up. So I just want you to breathe. You'll notice a little arch comes in your lower back as you do this. And that's normal. You want that. Don't try and fix it. Don't try and push it down. That arch is natural and normal as your knees drop out. Take a look at your knees and see if they're equal too. You want each leg to look like they've dropped out equally. Keep breathing. And now interlace your hands together, palms together, arms straight. And you're going to pull your hands back overhead as far as you can go without bending your elbows, and then back in front of you. Back and forth, back and forth. We're just going to do a few of these to connect the shoulders to the lower back. What this is doing essentially is as your shoulders glide, we're activating the extensor muscles of your spine. We're getting the shoulder blades to balance out right to left. And as these shoulder blades and these back muscles balance out, guess what balances out as well? Your hip muscles. Kind of fun how that works. Couple more. Okay, close your knees up. And this time you're going to sit up. And you're going to go in the half frog position here. So you're going to take your right knee, you're going to drop it out to the side. And your left leg, you're going to take your left ankle and cross it all the way on the opposite side of your right knee. Yeah. Okay, so you're in a seated position. Right knee is bent. Your right ankle is kind of near your left butt or left hip. Your left ankle is on the other side of your right leg. And I want you to grab your right knee and sit up as tall as you can. As tall as you can. Now, if this is uncomfortable in some way, you can use a pillow. You can put a pillow underneath your hips, and that'll make it easier to sit upright as well. So if you're having trouble sitting up, just use a pillow or a block or a cushion of some sort, put it underneath your hips to elevate you, and this will make it a lot easier. Now you're going to take your left hand and put it behind you on the ground. And you're going to take your right arm and cross it over your left knee. And you're going to rotate your left shoulder blade back. Sit up as tall as you can, rotate that left shoulder blade back and look over that left shoulder. Now you might feel a stretch in a couple places. You might feel it in your right hip. You might feel it in the outside of your left hip. You feel it in there.
Left inner groin, yeah.
Yeah, Teresa feels it in the left inner groin. It's working, it's stabilizing. Really try and rotate. Okay, let's switch sides. So you're going to put your left foot near your right hip with your knee bent. Your right foot crosses over your left knee on the outside of that knee. And you're going to sit up as tall as you can. Grab that knee, that front knee with both hands. Sit up tall. You're going to hold this for a second. You might notice your right hip is up off the ground. That's okay. That's normal. Try and get it the best you can closer to the ground. So try and sit as evenly as you can on both hips. Again, if you need to put a pillow underneath you or a cushion underneath your hips to do this, great. Now take your left arm, cross it over that right knee, take your right hand, put it behind you. Sit up as tall as you can and rotate that right shoulder back. And breathe. We're just putting you in a pretzel here, but we're addressing the hip imbalance, the shoulder blade imbalance, kind of everything at once before we put this together. Couple more seconds, really rotate and twist. And relax. And now come up on both knees, and we're going to do kind of a lunge on one knee. So you come up on both knees, step forward with your left foot. Big step with your left foot. Make sure you step out far enough that when you sink your hips forward and down, your knee doesn't cross past your ankle. You're going to put both hands on your left knee and push your upper body back. Relax your shoulders. Relax your foot behind you. So your right foot should be pointing straight back behind you. And again, like everything, breathe and let your hips sink down into it. You're going to feel a little stretch on the front of that right hip. Look straight ahead. Don't pull too much. This is reminding your hip joint of its full range of motion and function. So far, we've taken it, your hip joint, through adduction, abduction, flexion, and now extension. So we're taking your hip through a full range of motion here. And as these hip muscles balance out, of course, the muscles of the knee balance out, the muscles of the foot, also the muscles of the spine, and all the way up to your neck. So anytime you balance out one part of the body, you affect every other piece and part. Okay, let's switch legs. So back on your knees, step forward with your right foot this time. Sink down into it, push your upper body back, relax your shoulders. Both hands on your right knee, look straight ahead, and make sure there's no tension in your neck or shoulders at all. Upper body should be straight up and down, not leaning forward. Left foot should point behind you, so the top of your left foot is on the ground. And if this isn't comfortable on one knee, feel free to put a cushion underneath that knee that's on the ground. Towel, a cushion, anything that's more comfortable for you. Just breathing, sinking down. Couple more seconds. You'll notice as you breathe, your hip drops into it. And again, now we're asking the left hip to go through its full range of extension motion. Okay, and relax. And let's go on your hands and knees for a few cats and dogs / cat and cow here. Call them cat and cow in yoga. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. And you're just going to round your back up and your head drop. Use your hips as the catalyst to begin the motion, and then all the way back down. And as you come down, drop your shoulder blades together. We want this upper back and these shoulder blades to get in on the action. And then back the other way. Tuck under, use those hips, and feel the spine move. And then back down. We're going to go a couple more. Good. Up and down. One more time. Excellent. Okay, and now come on up. Last exercise of the day. You're going to find some wall space or a door or something like that. We're going to do a wall sit. So don't hate me too much. This is for your own good. Lean against the wall, hips against the wall. Walk your feet forward, but keep them fist width apart and make sure that your feet are pointing straight ahead. You're going to slide down the wall. Keep your hips, don't go too far. You want your hips still slightly above your knees. Take the small of your back and press the small of your back flat into the wall. Weight towards your heels, lower back flat into the wall. Don't forget to smile. You're getting stronger here. You're balancing out your weight distribution right to left, taking all the twist out of your spine, out of your hips. This is a great exercise, by the way, not just to strengthen, but also for back pain. For any kind of lower back pain, believe it or not, this is a great exercise. You want to press your lower back flat into the wall as you do it. And again, you're going to feel the work in your thigh muscles. You're going to feel your quads talking to you. We're not going to be here forever. If the goal ultimately is 2 minutes, today we're going to stay for about 60 seconds. But you want to feel that work in your thighs, weight towards your heels, press your back into the wall. Use your leg muscles to push your back into the wall. And we'll go another 20 seconds, and don't forget to breathe. Don't want anyone passing out here. This is a great way to end any program because it leaves you balanced right to left, both hips working, the twist out of your body. It's really helpful to leave you back in neutral. Okay, come on up. Great work. Now just stand there, close your eyes, get a sense of your weight distribution right to left, front to back, inside and outside. Notice how you're feeling. Hopefully you feel more grounded. Hopefully you feel more balanced. Also notice your energy level. Hopefully that's picked up a little bit. And then how do you feel emotionally? Do you feel a greater sense of calm or peace? Okay, I hope we've left you more balanced and more peaceful than when you started and more energetic. Thanks for joining us today, and we hope to see you again very soon.